Hi, I'm Norman Bonk Jr. I'm speaking because I want to say three things. The first thing is I have a unique perspective on poverty. I've been poor for about 7 years, and the reason is it's my own fault, right? So I listen to a lot of people, and I've been homeless in homeless shelters, and a lot of people are homeless because bad things happen, they get bad breaks. And I'm a staunch liberal and deep supporter of political positions that empower the poor. But I'm somebody who failed, and that's why I'm poor. And what I learned through all this is that for me, poverty was in my head, right? And I'm not saying that's for everybody, but I do know this. I'm moving out of poverty, and that's because I'm changing inside. And what happened for me is I reconnected with Jesus. And the Christian Bible says, and I don't want to insult anyone's religion, that's why I'm saying it's my testimony, but the Christian Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all things will follow. What I did was I chose evil over suffering. I did a lot of drugs, I gave up, I was a mess. And I'm 52 and it's taken me this long to just get that simple thing that I think most people get when they're probably 10. Not to choose evil over suffering. So whatever I'm going through, taking the easy way out, cheating, lying, stealing, getting high, that's why I'm poor. That's why I'm poor. I'm not saying anyone else. That's why I'm poor. Now, years ago, I would say I'm poor because the government this and blah, blah, blah. And it's really important, obviously you all know, that we keep on our government, and there are problems, and there are institutional problems, like our justice system, which is creating a holocaust for Black and Latino men, and it's real. But really, poverty starts in here, and I chose poverty. Now, when I first listened to some self-help things, and they're saying, you know, it's a mindset, I wanted to say F you, you know, because I'm in so much pain, I'm in a mess, I'm in a homeless shelter. But I learned, for me, it's really true. And when I struggled to stop choosing evil over suffering, things are getting better. And my mind is getting better. And so I want to say that. And then I want to say two quick things. Something that sometimes actually keeps me up at night is that I learned, I grew up in Buffalo, went away, came back, and I read a news article that said up to 300 children on the east side of Buffalo per year get lead poisoning, and that only a teaspoon of lead dust will poison a child such that they'll have lifelong consequences. Consequences like cognitive impairments, behavior problems. In many of these, it's undocumented, but I'm a social worker by trade, and I'm almost certain that a lot of people who end up in prison came down the pipelines from lead poisoning. Because I used to work for the schools, and you'd see these kids with unexplained behavior problems and whatever. So the reason I'm mentioning that is, in addition to the individual struggle of poverty, there are lots of people who get lost in the shuffle. And the most vulnerable are usually the biggest losers in poverty, and that includes kids. And I just want to say it, I wrote a letter to the editor, and I don't have any money right now, but someday I will. And I don't have any influence, and I don't know anybody. So everywhere I want to go, I want to raise consciousness about these kids who are getting lead poisoning, for which there's no cure, it's for life. And so we as Buffalonians, if we could put it in our consciousness and really, I don't know where to start, talk to United Way, scream at the mayor, I don't know, but one way or the other, it's my prayer that we all together find a way, because all we have to do is get this lead abatement done. It's a disease we can completely eradicate. And I think, what if it were my child facing a lifetime of impairment that could have been prevented, you know? So I want to throw that out there, and here's my message of hope for that. What's that?
It's done.
Oh, wrap it up? Well, I guess I want to leave it there. I was going to give hope, but Let's help the kids with lead poisoning.
Right.